Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I'm George. We're all George. Happy Friday. Today, let's talk about the massive Bitcoin and crypto breakout, how they both have begun. Yes, we are getting ready for October, which starts next week. And things are looking good right now. There are a lot of things happening. The stars are aligning. So, yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about everything. Let's get to it and have some fun today. All right. Let's do it. Welcome. So, we're starting out a day in the green, obviously, 65.6. We got some good data, but I want to point out how all the memes are exploding right now. And that's when you know retail interest is back. Pepe is up 11%. Bonk is up 9%. Shiba's up 11% after going up 20-something% yesterday. WIF is up 6%. So memes are exploding. And you know it's because the degens are back, right? But before we get to that, Bitcoin is on its way up. It's not quite at 67,000 yet, but I do think that is the next mark, and we could probably see that before the end of today. Let's see. What's going on today that's bullish? Well, the U.S. market's turning green right now. We got a really good inflation reading. Really good. 2.2% in August. This is, what is it, CP? Is this CP? Yeah. No, PC. I'm sorry, PC. This dropped huge. This went from 2.5% in July to 2.2%. Man, this may even drop below 2%, but this is exactly what Fed Chair Powell wants. Okay? With low inflation, this gives him the okay to cut rates like whatever he wants. I forgot. I lost my train of thought. I don't know what I was saying. But basically, he could become super aggressive, right? He can do 50 basis point in November. He could do 50 basis point in December. There's nothing stopping him. He could keep on going until we hit zero again, as long as inflation stays low at 2.2. If we go down to like 2, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. I don't know. I think there should be an asterisk here. I don't know. I just, me personally, I have a hard time believing that inflation has come down so far and we're all the way back to 2. I have a hard time believing, but you know, who cares? Who cares? Okay, as long as the report says we're at 2.2, we're okay. And that means the cuts are going to come, and that means the money is going to start flowing. The liquidity injection, this is part of it. This is what we want to see in the U.S. We already got the Fed pivot, and it's going to pivot more and more. That's what we want, right? So that overall is very good. Now, what else is good? I've been talking about China injecting liquidity, okay? Their tech is exploding right now because they just basically announced a lot of stimulus things that is also injecting stimulus. So their stock market just went up 8% yesterday, and it's just everything's going crazy. All their tech companies are going crazy, right? And it's having a trickle effect. Europe is going high because China's rallying and US is rallying and everyone's rallying. So this is like the perfect time, perfect storm when you have a lot of liquidity injections, okay, from all the major economies of the world. And that's why stocks are going to go up and crypto is going to follow as well. Okay, this all aligns with October that we've been highlighting for some time now. But September is not bad. September is up right now, right? This is what I said at the beginning of September. Just because September is historically a bad month does not mean we have to end in red. In fact, in 2023, we were in green in September, right? This is why sometimes you guys have to have faith. Okay, and you have to put two and two together. I told you guys for 4 years, 4 years, we didn't have any rate cuts. And for the first time in 4 years, we're going to get one. And we got a drastic one, a 50 basis point right off the bat, right? That changes things. And now we got all these liquidity injections from around the world. It's all lining up. So October is looking like it's going to be absolutely fantastic. And we kind of started already. So we'll see. What else? Well, buyers obviously are coming back. I showed you guys memes are exploding. That's probably due to all the retail degens coming back in. But institutions continue to pile on their ETF holdings. 366 million inflow yesterday. That is quite a large inflow. Quite a lot. I mean, if you go back 2 weeks, we only had 2 days of outflow. Every other day has been inflow. See, this is what people don't realize. Most retail investors just look at daily price, right? They're like, oh, Bitcoin's not moving. Bitcoin's stuck at 62,000. Oh, Bitcoin's stuck at 63,000. Oh, Bitcoin's stuck below 60,000, right? But what are these institutions? What are they doing? They don't care about that. They're like, oh, it's still cheap to buy. Right? So while retail has been waiting, look at how much has been bought in the last 2 weeks. Since the beginning of September to now, I mean, only 2 days of outflow, but if you add all the inflow, that's like over $1 billion. That's over $1 billion right there, right? That's what the institutions, that's what the big money and smart money, what they're doing. They're buying all the ETFs, and guess what the ETFs are doing? Then they're buying all the Bitcoin. They're taking it out of supply. So that's why the reserves on exchanges keeps on going down. The minor reserves keeps going down. I mean, it's coming out of somewhere. It's not like fiat where you could just print more anytime. Bitcoin, there's only a set amount, right? So this is what you have to pay attention to. The ETFs, they never existed in any previous cycles. This is a big deal. Just like before ETFs came out, I also said, just wait. When the ETFs come out, this is a big deal. A lot of people try to downplay it. Oh, ETFs not gonna affect the market. No, it will, because it soaked up like $30+ billion of Bitcoin. It removed it from circulation. Don't tell me that it has no effect. It does, and it will continue to. As long as these big boys continue to buy, and it will have a big effect on Bitcoin, but you just have to give it time, right? And eventually, there's just not going to be enough to go around and prices will become ridiculous. That's just how it works. Look at this. Arkham says BlackRock has bought more Bitcoin this week than any ETF has sold in the past 3 weeks. What does that mean? That means BlackRock is just buying, and people are buying BlackRock ETFs. That's it. A lot of buying, just buying, and more buying. That's really what it comes down to, right? Of course, with ETFs, there should be selling. When Bitcoin's price goes down, there should be outflows, right? But with BlackRock, there's really none. In 9 months, they have 2 days of outflow. Every other day has been inflow. That tells you something. That tells you Larry Fink is trying very hard to make sure that there is no outflow and only inflows, because he either believes in Bitcoin. He has been a big endorser of Bitcoin over the last few months, and or he wants to control Bitcoin by just buying up as much of the supply as he can, right? One of the two, or both. But nevertheless, hey, we're in it for the ride, right? So yeah, that's BlackRock. So that's pretty good. What else is good? Let's look at some charts, some really good charts. Here's one. So you have this crossover on the 5-day. The last 2 times, I showed this recently. Last few times this happened, I think Bitcoin went up 70-something%. It happened in October, it went up like 78%. It happened in February, it went up like 74%. And this crossover has happened now. So are we going to go up 70% to end the year around $110,000? Probably. If history is an indicator of what's to come, then yes, probably we will go up 70% from that crossover point. And that's why the breakout has begun, and we will probably end the year in 6-figure territory, right? That is not too far-fetched. I mean, a lot of people think, no, that's not coming. Just think about it. Our high was at 73,000, and we will get back there. We will be in the 70s in no time. And do you really think it takes all that much to go from, say, 75,000 to 100,000? Not really. No, right? That's going to come as soon as FOMO hits, and it kind of started already, and there will be more. We will be above 100,000 in no time, right? So a lot of charts are indicating we are going to go higher very quickly. Here's one, the descending channel breakout. It looks like we have started, okay? And the next target is 78,000, which of course is above our previous high. So this is also showing that, yeah, we're about to break out. And then what else is there? The inverse head and shoulders pattern, right? Again, there are a lot of charts. This is all short term. Okay, I mean, they're midterm because some of this, it looks like it's going to happen already, but a lot of these are like on a weekly time scale, so it takes weeks before you actually see something happen. But we have so many of them. We have so many of them, so put two and two together, right? They're all indicating that we are heading higher. We're going to have a new high, and all we have to do is wait. Wait and let the gains come to us. It's really that simple. Now, in terms of measuring the top, are we anywhere close to the top? No. We have metrics that show it. This one right here, the Bitcoin Cycle Top Finder. It clearly lays out where the tops are, right? In 2013, 2017, 2021, 2024, no. No, we're nowhere close to that. 2025, yes, we'll probably hit that top, but we're nowhere close to it. So, I mean, we have, now that we've gone through a few cycles, okay, it's very apparent that these metrics, at least some of them, actually do show or project where Bitcoin will head to or will be by the end of this cycle, right? Here's another one. Peak to peak, 1,435 days. If we're measuring the same thing from our last peak, so that's projecting, yeah, sometime in 2025, right? End of 2025. It's actually not all the way to the end if you look at it. It's looking like it's probably October, November of 2026, maybe even below, before. But if that is looking accurate, that's looking like Bitcoin's going to end up being somewhere between 210,000 and 290,000. So probably around like 220, 240. That's what it's looking like. Who knows? It may happen, it may not. But again, we're just looking at what has happened before. And when it comes to Bitcoin or any kind of investment, history doesn't always repeat, but it tends to rhyme, especially with Bitcoin. And the reason why it tends to rhyme with Bitcoin is because we have this phenomenon called the 4-year cycle, and it's caused by the halving event, right? We have certainty with Bitcoin. We have the halving event, which decreases the inflation by half every 4 years. That means something. And we have a set supply. So unlike any other asset out there that can inflate forever with an unlimited supply, that's not the case with Bitcoin. So we got good stuff. We got good stuff coming up. What else is there? What about Solana? Solana has a lot of good stuff too. This one is showing a bull flag targeting $2,200 by the end of this cycle. That's kind of what I said. A lot of people ask me, hey, what do you think Solana's going to end up being at the end of this cycle? I'm like 2,000 plus. This is actually exactly agreeing with what I'm saying. I mean, if you just look at what's happening on top of Solana, I totally agree. There's a new meme coin that came out of Pump.Fund that's now on KuCoin. I mean, there seems to be a lot of these every day, and memes are really driving Solana up. But outside of that, they have a lot of other things going on too. But right now, like I said, memes are getting hot. WIF is getting hot again. Pepe's getting hot. You got all these hotness happening right now because retail investors are coming back. It's really that simple. Retail investors like to degen or FOMO into memes. And I believe memes will play a huge, huge, huge part of this cycle. Right? Last cycle, not so much. We only had a few. This cycle, we have a ton. Right? But that doesn't mean good projects won't be lifted up too. I think we will have good projects coming up, at least hitting back to their previous high and making new highs, but I think memes will play a big role in this cycle. All right, that's pretty much it. Let's see. The stock market is, NASDAQ. Well, NASDAQ's still in the green. Let's see. MicroStrategy is still up big. NVIDIA is turning red today, but MicroStrategy is still up. MicroStrategy just keeps on going and going and going. Doesn't seem like they ever go down. Michael Saylor, he's figured it out. Man, MicroStrategy is now worth $35 billion. I remember back in like 2020 and 2021, or, when everyone was making fun of them, like MicroStrategy was, I don't know where they were. They were like at $5 billion, $6 billion. They are now the darlings of Wall Street. That's good to see. All right, let's do some Q&A. Dimitri asks, when you say end of cycle, when is that in months? End of cycle is probably end of 2025 because the cycle is 4 years. So you still have a full year. All right, let me scroll up. Let's see if I missed anything. Someone sent a super chat, Ted Young. I'm the dev of Temi Solana music meme. Check song. I'm probably not, but thanks for that. Let's see. Juice Toe says supply shock will hit hard. That is true. Roger says, hi from Philippines. Hello. Josh says there's a huge announcement from a meme coin tonight on Dirty Degens at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, and it will be on CryptosRUs Plus. So make sure everyone checks it out tonight because I won't be streaming, so you guys have nothing to watch. You should go watch it. Carpo says, do you think 5 BTC will be enough to retire in 10 years time? Yes, because that will probably be over $5 million worth. Yeah, I think so. In 10 years time, yeah. HK sent a huge super chat to shill a meme. Hi, George. Binance support cat airdrop token, Simone's cat via Floki at BNB, still not listed. How is it possible that Binance hot wallet keep buying and mostly selling cat tokens as we speak? Any thoughts on it? Thanks for everything. I don't know, because the insiders have it. I don't know. The most logical reason is usually the right reason, right? If it's not listed, but the hot wallets already have it, which means they're probably moving it around, or the insiders are trading or buying it or sniping it before they list it, that's probably the reason. NK Media says, typical guy talking positive about Bitcoin when it's going to crash in a bit. Obviously, you haven't watched my channel. I've been talking positive about Bitcoin for 7 years now. So before you talk your shit, maybe stick around a little bit. Or you could just stay being broke. You choose. Jawan, how do you deal with burnout of what? Being a content creator or with investing? Just leave it and go do something else and come back later, really. That's really it. If ETH fails, then does Near fall too? No. Near is a competitor of ETH. Why? I don't see the correlation between the two. Sydney or Brisbane? Who wins the AFL Grand Final? I'm just gonna say Sydney because I like the name better. Would you rather have 1,100 Sol or 100,000 Sui? I don't know what they're equivalent of. If they're the same equivalency in terms of, let's say it's, I don't know, $100,000 Sol. How can I prove to my father that governments are printing money and dumping the market to cause inflation? What is the road from the printer to markets? Just look at the M2 money supply. That's the chart you want to look at. The M2 money supply chart, which, what is it? Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, it's this one. Notice that in 2020, I mean, we've been always going up, but notice how it went from here to here really quickly. So this is like 15 trillion, and then it went to 17, and then it went to 21, right? So we went from here to here. So we added 5-6 trillion in a matter of 2 years. So that's what caused inflation. So when we have this much money and now you have this much money, that quickly, of course, it's going to cause inflation, right? The M2 graph is basically a sum of all money. There's like a M1, M2. I forgot the difference, but like I think the M2 is an accumulation of all money in the United States, including savings, stocks, bonds, and everything added together. I forgot the exact definition. Oh no, I could tell you right here. M2 consists of M1, savings deposits, including money market deposits, small denomination deposits, IRAs, balances in retail money markets. Basically money, just money in general deposited in places. You know, like I said this before, there are some people you can't convince, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, you like to help people, but there are some people that just refuse to believe or do not care. So there's no point in trying to convince them. You convince them by getting rich from your investments, and then that's it. That's really it. Like there's no other way to convince them. So stop trying. It's just going to irritate you, right? Like I have this story. It's the same. Like I hate to bring it up, but one of my best friends, he knew I was in Bitcoin for a very long time, very very long time, and I've been trying to get him to buy Bitcoin forever since it was $1,000, probably maybe even under, maybe a little bit more than that, but certainly under 20,000. He's been the biggest Tesla guy forever. He has done well with Tesla, but obviously Tesla has slowed down in growth and hasn't done nearly as well as Bitcoin in the recent years. But I've been telling him to buy Bitcoin forever. And he just refuses, just will not do it, no matter what I say. And, I just stopped trying. Every so often, I'll still say, hey, at least go buy, MicroStrategy or go buy some Bitcoin ETFs. But he will not. So he shifted from Tesla to Nvidia now, but he refuses to get into Bitcoin or MicroStrategy. I'm like, MicroStrategy is the fastest performing stock there is. Even outperforms Nvidia. He refuses to believe in it because he thinks Bitcoin is backed by nothing and someday it's going to crash to zero. There will be some people that will never, ever, ever believe. Even with Bitcoin, one day is $1 million. There will be some people that still thinks that it will collapse to zero. So, I mean, there's nothing you can do about that. There's just nothing. But people that can be convinced and listen, well, they're going to be better off. What's your go-to mixed drink? I like whiskey sours. I think they're pretty good. My, before I never drank a lot before, but now, since I go out so much, my tolerance has gone up tremendously. Whether that's good or bad, I don't know. I was at a party by CoinW in Singapore, and the first thing, as soon as you get in, the guy, hands me these shots of whiskey. It wasn't just me; it was like a whole group. So like we're just like downing shots of whiskey, and I downed like 6 shots, and like I'm like just sitting there. I'm like, yeah, I'm a little buzzed, but like it wasn't really hitting me hard. I'm like, at that point, I knew, man, my tolerance is like just way too high. Um, Speaking of MicroStrategy, look at that, up almost 5% today. MT says give MTV Cribs tour of your home. I would, except that one guy just ruined it. During the build process, some guy just like came by and just like walked upstairs and just totally freaked me out. even though I think he's not like a total stalker and not dangerous, but like that whole experience just like freaked me out. Like he placed where my house was based on the surroundings and just like didn't even wait for me at the street. He like just literally walked up while I was filming. And I even made a video about it. And that experience just freaked me out. So because of that, I'm not gonna film anything about my house anymore. And it was the most awkward conversation. He like walked up. He's like, "Yeah, I'm a fan. I recognize where this house was." And he just like, it was like he was acting like he's like my friend or something. I'm like, okay, yeah, nice to meet you. And then like he was trying to do a small talk, but the whole time I'm just thinking like, what the fuck are you doing here? Like I just wanted to tell him get the fuck out of here. But I didn't want to be rude. But finally he got the point and left. But it was just like really weird. Um, do I have a Discord? Yeah, it's in my Patreon. Fireman's. Why am I not able to send super chat? I don't know. I don't know. Do you think Pi could do 10x from here? I have no idea what Pi is. Yeah, it's like, yeah, my house is like 7,500 square feet. It's quite large. I went I went pretty all out with this house. I have a I have a 6 car garage. It's about 7,500 square foot. Got a nice swimming pool in the back. I mean, it's not a huge mansion. It's not like the biggest mansions, but it's fairly big. It's good enough for for the family. Like Warriors Code, he says if there's any time to be rude, that was it. Yeah, but still, it's like I was so caught off guard. Like I didn't know what to do. Because I meet people all the time, like at Costco or like at a restaurant or at a conference, and kind of had that vibe, but then it was like weird because it was in my house during construction. Um, so it's just a really weird experience. This was like a year ago, so not recently. Do people sell Bitcoin at a new cycle top to try to rebuy in the next crypto winter? Yeah, yeah, people do. It's hard to time top, but it's always good to take profits. Take profits on the way up, but don't, for me, I'm not going to sell everything. I'm always going to have some in there. It's hard to time top. It's better to just like stick with a profit taking strategy and stick with it. Ooh, we're going higher. We're going high. I think we could go to 67 today. I mean, there's no reason why we can't push to 67. These memes are going nuts. I'm afraid to touch memes right now because they are so overbought on with the indicators, but retail is just like coming in hard on the memes right now. Like Pepe is just going nuts. Really going nuts right now. But still has a long way to go before even catching up to where it was back in June. When do you think Sol will overtake ETH? ETH's chart does look bad. ETH's chart looks really bad. The L2s have taken strength away from ETH. I think Sol will overtake ETH sometime in like mid of next year. George, remember I asked you last week about Pepe being done? You said no, I bought, and now I'm up. See? Now you should send me a big super chat because of it. All you guys that turn millionaires next year or this year because of me, you guys should send me like $1,000 super chats to repay me. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm happy to see a lot of you guys make a lot of money. Will there be a Saturday crypto cruise? I don't have a car this week, but I could drive around one of my cars. I'll drive around my I'll drive my G-Wagon or something. Yeah, I don't have a car this week, or I don't even think I have a car next week, but I will continue it. Aerodrome, not a big fan. Hey, we're about to hit 66,000. You know what's funny? Like, there's different levels of richness. I think I'm okay. I'm not the lower level, but like, you meet people in Singapore. I went to this Token 2049 speakers pre-party. I don't know what it is. It's just like all the speakers were invited to like this pre-party, and I wasn't a speaker, but I was invited because of someone else, and it was being held at someone's house. Like I don't know why they just like rented this person's house, and the homeowner actually knew me. She actually was a big fan, so she was like, it was like a celebrity going to her house, and she was very, very happy to see me. But that house over there was like a four-story, like, mansion house. It was big and it was nice, had indoor, outdoor. And then, like, I asked the taxi driver, like, how much that house was. And he's like, that's in a section where I guess foreigners could buy it. And that house is probably like 20 to 30 million dollars. So, there's different levels of richness. Man, it's just it's crazy. Space vibes. George's chat will have the highest millionaire per capita. I truly believe that. I think a lot of you guys are, I know, are very well off professionals already, and some of you guys are already millionaires, but you will make more money. You'll make more money from crypto. I know that. Um, Dimitri, new law, no tax on tips. Super chat is tips. YouTube takes like almost all of it. I'll tell you that. So I don't know if it's counted tips or not. Oh, we're about to crack 66. There we go. There we go. Oh, come on. It's like teasing us. Just do it already. Come on. Um, George, what do you think about the index coup? Its goal is to be the S&P of crypto. I think I've heard something like that. I don't really know what it is. It just the index of just like big caps or something? I don't really know what it's about. Man, those short sellers, they're trying to keep this down. I don't know where all the shorts are, but like at some point we're gonna get some short squeezes and drive us like hugely upwards here. There we go. There we go. Finally. Do you notice how like when we crossed that threshold, we got stuck like right at that point? Like we were stuck at 66,000 exactly for like a few seconds. It's like there were like a lot of shorts or something placed at that level when we finally like shattered through. Um, and now we're like breaking well above. Oh, Tim, no problem. Chris is asking, what percentage of profit is good to take on a way up? So like right now, I think it's still good to have 20, 25, 30%, somewhere around there in cash. Okay, as Bitcoin goes higher, I would say above 100,000, I think it's wise to start going like maybe 30, 35% in cash. Now, as Bitcoin goes up to like 150, maybe to go up to 40, percent, 50% in cash. When Bitcoin goes up to 200,000 plus, then maybe you're like going to 60, 70% in cash, right? So even like at 200, and then maybe Bitcoin goes to 250, 300,000, then go to 80% cash. So that way you're locking in the gains. And even if it comes down, like 250 all the way down, back down to 100,000 or even back down to 66,000, you already locked in, let's say 80% of your gains. Your 30%, your 20% will go down, but still you have enough money now to DCA on the way up again, right? So that's going to be my new strategy, is like have that cash, just increase the cash percentage as we go higher. Deputy Don, if I become rich and retire this bull, you're invited to my retirement party, all expenses paid. Thank you. I'm looking forward to it. I think a lot of people will be retiring after this cycle. More money will be flowing in this cycle than any other previous cycle. I really think that's going to happen. What's your biggest advice on keeping wealth besides reinvesting and spending and not spending frivolously? I mean, I have a different mindset. Like, basically, I think it's okay to spend. Just don't spend too much. Um, like once you got some money, spend it. Like enjoy some of that gains. Otherwise, what's the point of living? I do think there are a lot of people that only spend. Of course, that's not the right mentality. And there are some people that only save. I don't think that's the right mentality. I think it's somewhere in between. Um, and obviously, if you made it and you have a few millions, then I think it's okay to spend. Um, because I think we grow up, if you grow up frugal, you will always live frugal, which there's nothing wrong with. But at some point, if you made some money, then, treat yourself a little bit, right? It makes you feel good. It makes you feel like, hey, I actually done something and now I'm treating myself, and you're rewarding yourself for all the work that you have done. Scott knows. Scott says once you get a taste of LVs, you only want more. Bonk market cap potential this cycle. Bonk is already very big. Bonk is up 14% today. 1.6 billion. I mean, who's to say? Shiba went up to 40 billion last cycle. Can Bonk go up to 40 billion? Yeah, it's a possibility. Honestly, you know, it's a 20x from here. Can it do a 20x, 10x, 20x? It seems like it can't. It seems like that would be stupid to go up 20x. But that's exactly what Shiba did. Shiba went from 2 billion to 40 billion in like 2 months. So can it happen? Sure. Can it happen to Pepe? Pepe could become the Doge this cycle and Bonk become, or Bonk or Whip become the Shiba this cycle. Honestly, it can happen. 99% chance Jordan to be party every day after this, but no, I won't. But I'll probably party more while I'm traveling with IMC, with IFC. But yeah, I still want to do IFC, and we'll grow that. I'll grow that to $1 billion company. What's your stance on ADA? I think there's better plays. Doesn't mean that ADA won't do well, but I think there are better plays. If you had just 20K and wanted to make millions, I think you meant to say this cycle. I don't know what you typed in there. Colleen Sear. Where would you put it? I would distribute it between Bitcoin, Solana, and a few memes, something like that. Stefan says, as a engineer, ADA will eventually crush it. As a developer, most disagree with that because Haskell is an old, dated language that a lot of developers do not program with anymore. So, and I've spoken to many developers that have said the same thing. So I don't know why you say engineer, but developers say that. Double does. Why are more creators on YouTube talking about dog on Bitcoin? It has the same ethos as BTC because it's a meme. Because it's not Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin people are serious people and they don't want to talk about memes on top of Bitcoin. That's probably why. I don't pay attention to anything on Bitcoin. Like all these memes and runes and stuff. Yeah, they go up, but to me, I think Bitcoin should stay pure as a store of value. I don't think we need all that other garbage on top of Bitcoin, to be honest. I think Bitcoin should stay a store of value, and everything else, all the degen and everything else, should be on top of all the other chains, not Bitcoin. Is Cosmos dead or steal of a deal? I don't know. I don't know if it's neither. It's neither. Somewhere in between there. Man, I like to sign off, but more and more people are coming in. Today's an exciting day. See, the good thing about being stuck at a level for so long is just any little movement seems exciting, right? Honestly, we only moved up a percentage, which isn't all that much. But when we're stuck going sideways for so long, it's good to see some momentum back. We haven't seen this level since the beginning of August, and if we could break through 67K and head back to 70K, then it gets exciting. Then we haven't seen that since June. Chris, could you look into Hua? That's just like a horrible name. I wouldn't look into it just because of that name. If you go come up with a crypto, why would you name it that? I don't even know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna figure out what to drive tomorrow. Do I expect a dump on Monday? No, I do not. I do not. Man, MicroStrategy is just killing it right now. In case you guys are tuning in late, inflation data came in really low. Okay, that's good. That gives Powell ammunition to keep cutting rates aggressively. China is doing liquidity injection, massive amounts. So that's good. I mean, all these things are aligning, right? They're all aligning. Europe is going up because of it. ETFs, FOMOing, institutions FOMOing. You got all the charts saying that we're flipping upwards. You know, it's all aligning. It's all aligning. And this is aligning too. Thiago, thank you. I already owe you the 1K, but if I do my second meal, I'll be giving the 2K. I'm slowly paying the super chat. I appreciate it, man. I'm not gonna hold you to it, but I do appreciate it. Yeah. I had to figure out, because a lot of people have asked like to do like a 100K party. It may come sooner than later. So I have to figure it out. I may try to plan something in Vegas or something in December. Although I'm going to Abu Dhabi in December for IFC. So I don't know if I can do it in December, but maybe we could do a little get together for 100K in December. Yeah, let's check out the liquidations right now. Let's see if there are a lot of short liquidations within the last hour. Yeah, look at all the shorts, the red, short liquidations, they're adding up. There are still some greens, but a lot more reds. Let's see the last. A lot more reds these days than greens. That's what we want to see. I'll have the 100K party at Spearmint Rhino in Vegas. I'll rent out the whole place. Those of you guys that know what Spearmint Rhino is, it's a small club in Vegas. I'll rent out the whole place just for VIPs only. That's actually a good idea, but it's probably gonna be too expensive. They're gonna charge like way too much for that. That would be crazy to rent out the whole place. No, they would charge way too much for that. I would need everyone to contribute that. Retro Bill. Earlier in the year when market cap hit 2.3 trillion, I had a lot less than today due to DCAing. See? Congrats. DCA works. Exposing Solana by DB Crypto. Seen it? Thoughts? No. A lot of people try to expose Solana. I just don't believe. NFT holders get private rooms. Alan, you're gonna bring the family to Rhino for the 100K party? You think they're gonna enjoy it? Stephen, Agree on Haskell as default language, but hoping with Ethereum Virtual Machine, this allows developers to use Solidity contract and run on network, and they can run Doom at 30 frames per second. Yeah, but Ethereum Virtual Machine ain't fast either, though. That's the thing. That's also a problem. A lot of L2s, they may be fast, but they still their biggest default is like EVM is slow. And Charles keeps shitting on Ethereum too, so I don't even know if that's a thing. Yeah. I mean, I don't wish anything negative on top of Cardano. I wish they could figure it out, and maybe they do. It becomes the most decentralized chain out there, and maybe they take over. Mike Anthony, if you had $100,000, you want to grow as fast as possible with medium risk, where would you put it, and how fast would it grow in 2 years? Honestly, you need to watch like what I do in my DCA portfolio. Like I stick with what I know, the big caps, and they do very well. You don't need to risk it. I feel like a lot of people ask that question because they want me to like pinpoint some like new gem coin that could go up like 100x. No, you don't need that. You don't need that. Oh man, Bitcoin just keeps going up. Bitcoin could still do a 5x from here. Just Bitcoin alone can turn that 100,000 into 500,000. What other investment can do that, right? But I would mix it in. I'd put mostly in Bitcoin, put some Solana, put some in maybe like Stacks and Jupiter, maybe mix in like a little Pepe, with, just to like mix it up. But a combination like that can see a 10x within, I hate to say it, within a year. This is not financial advice, but like, I honestly think the growth next year will be tremendous. But you don't have to look for some like new gem that's, $10 million market cap and expect 1,000x gain. You don't need that. C-Man, thanks for keeping me sane the last few months. Boy, I had some tough moments. You're welcome. Pac-Man, I've been doing well in my investments. Never been a Ford guy, but I'm thinking about picking up Raptor. Thoughts? Raptors are awesome. Ford knows how to make trucks. F-150 Raptors are awesome. The Raptor R's are even awesomer. So, yeah, go for it. I think Bronco Raptors too are good. Look at the volume spike in, right? Good volume right there too. Have I ever been to a titty party? No, I have not. I'm not on that level, and thankfully I'm not. No. Seems like a lot of people have been invited to a Diddy party. I wouldn't be surprised if CZ was invited before. Genuine question. Do you think it's going to drop a huge percentage during the bull run next month and go up again and keep selling? Yes, it always does. Every single cycle, you see huge, massive dips, and then it picks up again. Every single one. So prepare for it. next month, maybe next 6 months, you're going to see it. It never just goes up forever. It always dips down maybe 20, 30%, and then it goes back up again. Everyone, I'm not streaming tonight. Everyone needs to go and watch Josh and Scott 30 Degens on CryptosRUs Plus. The link is in the description at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. They're going to be covering some good stuff tonight. I can't wait. I can't wait in December or sometime next year. And we're sitting here and that number shows like 126,000. It's going to be unbelievable, but it's going to happen. When we're in 6-digit territory for Bitcoin, I won't be able to say Bitcoin is cheap anymore. Like I won't. Even I know it's going to go higher. Like, it's hard for me to say 126,000 Bitcoin will be cheap. So all I can say is grab it now before 6 figures. Because once we break through that, it's no longer going to be cheap. Stefan, I appreciate that. And you're right. And the XRP wars. You know, XRP army has been real silent recently. Is XRP moving? XRP should be moving. Oh no, today is only up 0.5%. Where's the XRP army at? It can't break above 60 cents for some reason. It's just like stuck below 60 cents. It can't break above. Maybe I got to play my educational video a little more. Like, seriously, XRP, even after the big SEC win, it jumped up to 60 cents and then just like came back below. Like, it can't break 60 cents for some reason. Even, yeah, we'll see. Wow, NASDAQ is down today. MicroStrategy's up. Robinhood's up. Nvidia's down. That's no good. What about Coinbase? Coinbase is up. Yeah, Coinbase has to be up. Oh, we're still going higher. We're not stopping, guys. We're going to hit that 67,000 in no time. Let's start shopping for Lambos. Is it too early to shop for Lambos? Let's I hate their new one. Temerario. I hate pronouncing this. Lamborghinis go have a record year for this because of the bull run. I'll tell you that. The Huracan had a record breaking year in 2021 because of all the crypto bros. That center console looks a lot like McLaren. I think they took a lot of McLaren stuff. The back end looks like a McLaren too. All right, so how much is this bad boy? What's the starting price here? I don't know. Those headlights just do not look good. All right. If I was going to configure it, let's see how I configure it. Paint, I would go something flashy, not green, probably yellow. I think red looks horrible on a Lamborghini. No, not that yellow. You could do Bitcoin orange. Yeah, no. Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't look right either. I don't know what it is. Why do all these colors look weird to me? Yeah. Okay, here we go. Yeah, okay. Like a bright Bitcoin orange. All right, now how to get out of here. You gotta have a black roof. Wheels. Those are good. Calipers red. No. Yeah. I do yellow calipers. Okay, those are good. Carbon. Front splitter. Okay, carbon, rear diffuser. Okay. Mirrors. No, shiny black would be better. Actually, I don't know if the mirrors need to be black. I think that's good. I think that's good. Someone's gonna make the calipers match the paint color. No, I like it to stick out. I like it to be a different color. What is this package? What is... Okay, what if I chose this package? I don't know what package this is. All right, I'm not gonna add that package. All right, interior. Yeah, you gotta go with some contrast here. Let's see. Let's match the outside. Yep, that looks gorgeous. Inverted stitching. That looks gorgeous. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Seatbelts. Where do you even see the seatbelts? Sport seats. Sport seats. Fully electric, heated, and ventilated. Yep, of course. Belts. Should be the same color. Additional upholstery. Carbon. Yeah, you got a carbon steering wheel. You got carbon everything already. Okay, that's fine. Floor mats. You don't need no floor mats. That's pretty good already. That looks pretty good. Equipment, passenger, okay. Ambient lighting, travel net. I don't need all that. All right. Okay, now how do I get a price for this? That's a pretty good car. How do I get a price for this? There's no like submit button or anything. Like I don't even know. I don't even know how you do it. All right, anyways. Okay, your car. There we go. All right. If you guys want to buy it, go ahead and use this code and call your Lamborghini dealership. I think that's pretty cool. All right, I guess that's it. Last few questions. Would you sell ETH at 2,300 and buy 5,800 Sol? I can't tell you what to do. I just like Sol better. I'll tell you that. What do you think about Dot and Atom? I'm neutral on both. I'm neutral on both. All right, guys. Have a good Friday. Smash it a like. Subscribe to the channel. We got a lot of good stuff happening. Do a little Lambo configuration today. But stay strong. Stay focused. We'll see where Bitcoin heads to this weekend. Got my CryptosRUs video coming out tomorrow. Sunday walk video on Sunday. And I'll see you guys on Monday. All right? Take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
What do you think about Ripple?
Well, I mean, I think it's too centralized, but I definitely want to meet Chris Larson.